What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, we had former multi-division world champion, star boxer, Paulie the Magic Man Malignaggi, who is now a colorful analyst, has his podcast, the Paulie TV. Paulie Malignaggi, he's completely upset that undefeated, undisputed lightweight world champion superstar boxer Devin the Dream Haney, who is now 30 wins, no losses, no draw, 15 wins by way of knockout, 24 years of age, 5'9" with a 72-inch arm reach. He defeated what Paulie deems to be the Great White Hope in two-time Olympic gold medalist, three-division world champion, former unified lightweight world champion, Ukrainian superstar boxer Vasily High-Tech Lomachenko, who is now 17 wins, 3 losses, no draw, 11 wins by way of knockout. He is 35 years of age, 5'6" with a 66-inch arm reach. And Paulie Malignaggi is not happy because when this fight was first being talked about some years ago and Devin Haney was pursuing a fight with Vasily High-Tech Lomachenko, Devin Haney made a comment that he would never let a white boy beat him, right? And when he stated that, Paulie Malignaggi, that sent him through the roof. Obviously, Paulie is an American, Italian, Caucasian fighter, so, he wanted to back his community, and Paulie Malignaggi didn't take too kind to that. And from their point on, they have been having a beef, okay? And so Paulie Malignaggi, he feels like Lomachenko can beat Devin Haney, right? And so the fight was actually made. After Devin Haney became undisputed, Paulie Malignaggi's on record saying Devin Haney would not even make the fight. And to his surprise, Devin Haney made the fight. He fought Vasily Lomachenko, and he beat Vasily Lomachenko. And many people feel like it was controversy in the fight that Devin Haney should not have gotten the nod. But if you rewatch the fight and actually watch the fight and know what you're looking at, you can see Devin Haney clearly won the first 6 rounds, maybe 6 out of 7 in the first rounds. All you have to do is watch it and watch it closely and understand what you're watching. But nonetheless, it's like I call it in the movie theater. If you go to the movie theater and you watch a movie the first time, you don't get the same reaction that you have when you watch it at home for the first time. It could be a great movie that you watched in the movie theaters, but when you go home and watch it, then you get a whole different perspective of what took place in the movie, because the initial reaction with your emotions and the energy watching the movie, you miss things, okay? And that's the same thing with the sport of boxing. If you don't choose to go back and do your homework and rewatch the fight, then you're going to miss things that actually took place in the fight because of your emotions, the adrenaline, the moment, the event itself, because the unknown. So when you go back and your emotions and, everything slows down and dies down and you actually watch it, then you get a whole different understanding of what actually took place. So if you do that with this fight, you'll see that Devin Haney clearly won the first 5 to 6 rounds, which means he only needed one more round in the second half of the fight, and he would win the fight 7 rounds to 5. At the very least, would be 6 rounds to 6. So Devin Haney allowed Lomachenko to have these dominant rounds in 10 and 11 that got everybody's attention, because those were the 2 most dominant, clear-cut rounds that were won in the fight, which was 10 and 11 in favor of Vasily Lomachenko. And even in the 10th round, when you rewatch it, you can clearly see that a lot of those punches that Lomachenko was credited for simply did not land. But nonetheless, Paulie Malignaggi, he feels like the fix was in, because he stated that Devin Haney re-signed with Top Rank just 2 days before the fight. So he feels like Top Rank, ESPN, legendary promoter and CEO Bob Arum had already depicted Devin Haney as the winner, because he's the younger fighter at 24. He has a bigger, brighter future than Lomachenko. So they wanted to see Devin Haney the victor. And so because of that, and having him sign to make bigger fights in the future, they made sure that Devin Haney on the scorecards was the victor. And Paulie Malignaggi comes out and says that they have re-signed. To that being debunked by father, trainer, and manager, CEO of DHP, Devin Haney Promotions, Bill Haney. Bill comes out and states that, as you see, that is not true. They have not re-signed with Top Rank. So Paulie Malignaggi is saying 2 days before the fight, that Thursday before the fight, that Devin Haney re-signed with Top Rank. But I knew this because I talked to Team Haney. I talked to people on the inside. I even talked to Bob Arum, who stated that they don't know what the future holds. They don't know if he's going to re-sign. They'll see after the fight. But Paulie Malignaggi, he made it seem as if it was a fact that Devin Haney had already re-signed with Top Rank, and that simply was not the case. So Paulie Malignaggi going on the rant and saying that this is the reason why the Caucasian white community does not watch the sport of boxing, because they can't relate to the African American fighters, the black fighters in the sport of boxing, and their culture. Essentially, they can't relate to the sport of boxing, and the few fighters they do have in the sport of boxing that are victors, that are champions, that they get robbed in the sport, which is completely untrue, because you just had you don't have any Caucasian American fighters that are at the top of the sport of boxing. Only one we had was Caleb Plant, who was the IBF champion, and he has lost now twice to two Mexican fighters, okay, and was knocked out by one of them, and was on the verge of being knocked out by the other, which was David Benavidez and Canelo Alvarez. So outside of that, you have Josh Taylor, who's the undefeated, undisputed junior welterweight champion until proven otherwise, but he's from the UK and Ireland. Then you have Tyson Fury, but once again, he's from the UK, okay? Then you have Oleksandr Usyk, he is from the Ukraine, and you have Vasyl Lomachenko, who is from the Ukraine. So you don't have white American fighters that are at the top of the sport of boxing, and this is clearly upsetting Paulie Malignaggi, okay? And he's stating that the reason this is because these fighters cannot relate to the sport of boxing, hence the reason they go to MMA. He says when you have athletic young Caucasian fighters, white fighters, they go to other sports because they can't relate to the sport of boxing. Well, maybe it's just their talent doesn't translate into the sport of boxing like the other fighters does, the other cultures, the black fighters, the Mexican fighters, so on and so forth. Maybe that plays a major part in the reason why they don't translate. But he feels like it has something to do with other than that. And that's the reason why they go to mixed martial arts or other sports, combat sports. Well, even in the MMA, as I stated in the video I did yesterday, you can look at the MMA, and the best fighters historically in the MMA are not Caucasian fighters. They're not white, okay? They're African Latinos, or they are African fighters, such as Anderson Silva, or you have an American fighter that's black, come from the culture in John Bones Jones, who's from New York, and it's an American fighter, but he's considered the greatest MMA fighter, UFC fighter in the history of the sport. Then you have Anderson Silva, who's an Afro-Latino from Brazil, okay? And then you have Francis Ngannou and the heavyweight. Then you have Stylebender, okay? These are the top of the top in the sport of mixed UFC, mixed martial arts, okay? So with that said, I don't know what Paulie Malignaggi is talking about, but the facts remain is that he proven to be wrong once again, right? He's going on these rants because he's upset. He really wanted Lomachenko to win this fight because that comment that Devin Haney made, and he being offended. And I understand, because that's his culture, that's his community, and he wants to defend it. I completely understand. But the facts remains is the truth is that Devin Haney won the fight. And Paulie Malignaggi, being an expert and a former multi-division world champion, if he can rewatch the fight, he'll appreciate the fact that Devin Haney won. He'll never say it publicly. He understands the body work. He understands the talent of Devin Haney. He has a personal gripe with Devin Haney. And so he made it about Devin Haney already signing with Top Rank, and that Top Rank pulled the okie doke, and they already had the judges in their pockets, and they already had the winner already depicted, which is completely false. And now Bill Haney has come out and stated that they have not re-signed anything, which I already knew because Bob Arum himself told me that they hadn't re-signed and they will go to the negotiation tables after the fight. But Paulie Malignaggi putting this energy out there and stating that they already re-signed with Top Rank 2 days before is completely false. Once again, This is an emotional rant on the part of Paulie Malignaggi because he was emotionally invested in Lomachenko, and he was hoping that Lomachenko would beat Devin Haney because he wanted Devin Haney to eat his words about not letting the white boy beat him, point blank and period. That's what this all boils down to. And once again, he was proven wrong. It's unfortunate because Paulie Malignaggi is actually a good guy. And that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
You're watching Blue Blood Sports TV. Wow.